This experiment is to stimulate the decalcification steps in histology. This is my decalcification egg experiment video. Decalcification is the removal of materials from bones and other calcified tissues to soften the tissue enough to cut through it for examination. Decalcification happens after fixation and before dehydration. I have 1 egg, 1 glass jar, measuring cup, and 10% acetic acid, aka cleaning vinegar. It is currently 19:45 or 7:45 p.m. starting this assignment. First step is to select our tissue. In this case, our egg will act as our tissue sample that is calcified. Eggs have a textured cell that is almost entirely made out of calcium carbonate crystals. We want the egg fully submerged plus some, a 2 to 3, allowing the egg to soak up all the decalcifying fluid, which in this case is acetic acid. For easy measurement, I'll be adding 500 milliliters of acetic acid, 100% solution. As you can see, once the vinegar is added, the egg is surrounded by bubbles. That is because eggshells are porous, just like regular human bones. Decalcification has started. Even after a couple of hours, you can already see sediments of the eggshells floating. The egg's once textured shell is now very smooth and slippery. The next morning, still in 100% solution of acetic acid, the eggshell is almost dissolved. It is very soft and squishy. It has now been 24 hours that the egg has been soaking in 100% solution of acetic acid. With some quick math, we're going to make 80% solution. We know our solution's out of 500 milliliters. Now we want 80% solution out of 100%. We will condense the 80 to an 8 and 100 to 10. And 10 minus 8 equals 2. Now we're going to divide 500 from 10, which equals 50. So 50 times 8 equals 400. That will be our acetic acid measurement. 2 times 50 is 100. That will be our measurement for our water. To make sure you have done your math correctly, add the two values together and you should get the total volume. In my case, it is 500 milliliters. We are going to carefully remove the egg and rinse it. It is very bouncy and soft. Rinse our jar and carefully place it back in. Now we're going to add the 80% solution of acetic acid. It's been another 24 hours that the egg has been soaking in an 80% solution of acetic acid. With again some quick math, we're going to make a 60% solution and have that sit again for 24 hours. 10 minus 6 is 4. So now we're going to do 500 divided by 10, again, it's 50. So now we're going to do 6 times 50, which equals 300, 4 times 50, which equals 200, and that gives us 300 plus 200 equals 500 milliliters. And I dropped my egg. With some quick apologies to my teacher, I'll have to start all over again. As the days pass, you can slowly see the egg is becoming more and more opaque, meaning we are slowly removing all the calcium deposits in the egg, just as we do with our bones and other calcified tissue samples. Another 24 hours has passed now that the egg has been sitting in 60% solution. Now we're going to put it into a 40% solution for 24 hours. With the same quick math as you did with the 60, now you're just going to flip-flop it. So instead, it is going to be 200 acetic acid and 300 of water. As you can see, the egg has grown in size and has become a little more opaque. Just like tissue samples, you have to handle them very, very carefully, or you will disturb the integrity of the sample. Unfortunately, because of my time and the dropping of my first egg, I was unable to get it down to 20% solution and 100% solution of water. With the same math equation as the 80% solution, you're just going to flip-flop it. It will then be 100 milliliters of acetic acid and 400 milliliters of water. After another 24 hours, you will then put it into 100% water for another 24 hours. You know decalcification steps are successful because there will be complete removal of calcium. There will be no damage to tissue cells, and once stained, there will be no impairment. You should have taken reasonable speed during decalcification. And to determine all calcium has been removed, you can take an X-ray of the sample. Now that is the end of the egg decalcification experiment. But in histology, this is where now the tissue sample will go to the dehydration stage.